Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Build. This is Let's Build number 2. This time we're gonna be building a house, and as you can see, I'm already starting to build it. Uh, this is gonna be another awkward voiceover. Hopefully, they get less and less awkward every time. If you guys like this series, like it please. So what I wanted to do for this house basically was just I was gonna test out things with steeped roofs. I feel like I have to talk with the rhythm of the video. I tried some ideas for the walls at first, and they didn't really work. So tried out some different ideas, modified those ideas. It's the usual process for doing things. You guys know me. I do things and then I erase those things, and then I normally end up doing the same thing that I started out with doing. So that's just the way I operate. If you're not used to it, that's how it's going to happen for a really long time, probably. Until I get better at pretty much everything. That's how I do things. So now that I got the walls finished, I started coming around the front, and for this, I kind of wanted different steep, like, what is it, sloped roofs, slanted roofs? I wanted different sloped roofs, and I was going to try like a tower, a porch, and then a main section of the house. So right here you can see me building the porch, and this was hard to understand how I was going to build the porch. I almost said horse. There's a horse over there. It was kind of hard for me to understand how I wanted to build I almost said it again, the porch, because I had it envisioned in my head, and then it just didn't look the way that I wanted it to, because I built the actual house like not the way that I wanted it to be exactly. I'm not very good with things like that, with translating my thoughts into materials. So I tried out some nice white fence, because this is on the mod pack, if you didn't notice from the cherry wood already. And the white fence looked really good, actually, so I decided I would keep the white fence. But a problem would happen later. As you can see, it's going to come up here. There was a problem with the white fence, and the problem was that I couldn't build white fence. Right there it is. I couldn't build white fence on top of other white fence, so instead I had to go with the not as great looking vanilla wooden fence, because for some reason I couldn't find any other types of fence in the mod pack. I'm sure there are, though, with the different kinds of wood and everything, but for the time being I couldn't find them for anything in the entire world. So started building the first peaked roof here, and it wasn't turning out gotta say, it wasn't turning out the way that I wanted it to look. I kind of wanted it to go down flat and then down again, and that didn't really pan out. So I tried more and more ideas, pretty much doing the same thing over and over again until I liked it. Finally I did like it. I don't know why that helps me, just doing the same thing over and over. It wasn't really the same thing over and over, it's just modified versions of the same thing. And that didn't look too great from the sides, but I figured, hey, it looks good from the front. We'll keep it, because this is just an aesthetic thing from the outside. It's not really a build that we're going to use. Like, I might come back to this world eventually and make the interior of this house, which I didn't finish in this episode, and you'll see why later. It has something to do with the grass being all over the interior of the house, and it's just massive gaps in the house that I did not want to deal with doing. Tried to set up the tower back there. That's why there's the wooden log, or the beam in the middle on the wall on the left there. So I decided I'd start to set up this first peaked roof here, and this peaked roof, it went okay. I guess this went more according to plan than the porch roof. The porch roof did not go well at all. I didn't like it that much, but that was okay. This steep roof here kind of looked like sloped roof. I don't even know what to call it anymore. I keep calling them steep roofs for some reason. Looked kind of like an old-timey cottage kind of roof, with the way that it goes down and kind of curls at the end. I like that. It didn't fit the build that well, but I liked the way that it did. And like I said, this was kind of just an experiment with peaked roofs, or whatever I said that it was an experiment with, peaked, sloped, whatever it is, and I need to stop going with that. And I didn't really know what to do there, so I'm trying to like build up, build down, or destroy down, and fill in gaps, and it wasn't working. I did find a length that I was happy with, like away from the logs, and then that became a problem later with being too far away. I tried to fix it, and it worked out decently. I liked how the house ended up at the end, but you guys will be able to see that later and hear me say the same thing for the 5th time over and over again towards the end of the build. So these peak roofs right here, this was the tower. I wish I could make it more slanted downwards in a way, but I don't know, this, because we have like the cottage out front, the porch looks like a Hawaiian build, yeah, like the indecisive, I didn't know what I was going to do there, so I did end up making this slope downward more, and then that made the peak here even more of a problem on the tower, which I was not too excited about. And then going on the inside here, I kept trying to do it. This looked better. It kind of stayed with it, but it still looked like, I don't know, it looked like Eastern World. It kind of looked like, there's me mentioning the problem. The roofs actually overlapped. That's how far the tower roof went out, which got me into trouble big time, and I tried to fix it. It turned out all right, I guess, from the outside. You can't really see it that well. Yeah, if I could move that tower upward, that would look a lot better, but I built it too short, because I don't envision things very well. And coming around the other side, I tried to build the main roof of the house, and this is where that came into play. Now, the main roof of the house, I thought was going to be easier than the rest of it. Turns out I was really way off base there. Stairs are kind of hard to build in midair, so I just started using blocks. Got more efficient with my strategy towards the end, just putting one block down below it instead of an entire line of blocks, which got less and less difficult to do as I got used to it. More clashing of the roofs here. There wasn't really a way, and then I got stuck in the roof somehow. There wasn't really a way to fix this, so I just tried joining them, and that actually turned out better than I thought it would. So here, I thought that I would add a little accent by putting on the edges or the bottoms of the peaks. I thought that I would just put here and there quartz stairs and make it look good, or make it look better. I'm not gonna say that it made it look better. It's up to you whether or not you think it looked better. I think it looks good, but maybe not better. I think it looks about the same as wood. It just gives it a little bit of variation and depth, and that's what you need in a build. I've learned is just variation, and then that helps so much to have variation. Depth is something that I'm still working on though, which is why I'm trying to make different peaked roofs here, and well, I guess I could use it in a build that I'm going to use at some point, actually, instead of just a world of creative tests to do things. But I might come back to this, like I said. I don't know, I kind of like this. For some odd reason, I like this beaten down house here. And that was about it. Once I got that side of the peak roof done, I tried to do the other side. The other side panned out alright. It was, at first it was tough to start it, which it's normally tough to start things, but once you get going, it makes it easier. And it turned out pretty well on this side. It got to be pretty easy now that, like, I knew what I wanted to do. And then I just put an overhang so that it wasn't connected to the wall, you know. There's the depth part, and put some stairs under it to make it less of a hard transition between stairs, because the blocks they're bigger than you think whenever you look at a stair from upside down. You're like, oh, that's flat on the bottom too. So here's some more accent with the quartz. I thought it blended in well there. I eventually figured out why I was putting the quartz in, and it looked good though. Yeah, it did add some accent there. And I was correct. It really did annoy me to voice over that part. I was just waiting for myself to finish typing in the video. I don't like whenever I type in voiceovers. I figured that out on the last Let's Build. The first Let's Build was the last one, in case you didn't figure out. So I think I paused here and got off to eat food because I got hungry. Because this actually takes longer than you think. I speed this video up quite a lot and cut some stuff out of it and everything. Screw the inside of that building. I wasn't going to build there. I wasn't going to do the interior. I'd had enough. That was it. That was time to stop for me there. And I found this awesome glowstone. I was just going to see if there was like glowstone lamps or something in this mod pack. I found something even better. I don't know what these are called. I kind of forget what they're called. I think it might be refined glowstone, but it looks awesome. And then the glass there. The glass, you can't get through to the building. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for staying with me until you, if you get this entire way. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.